don't need bigger knife. Yeah.
Greetings, everybody. We're back around the table again today to continue our discussion, because I'm sure it won't stay that way for long, about the Sage 5 Lightweight.
Oh, it's babble. It's total babble.
Yeah.
Babble before you hit play. It's babble after you hit play.
So if you checked out our earlier episode, which you should on this guy, and saw our scoring, you could see that we were not caring that this guy came out.
Not impressed at all, to be honest.
Objectively, a good knife.
Yeah.
Subjectively, why?
As far as the knife in
Because of a bug out.
isolation,
That's why.
well, yeah,
That's why.
Yep.
Of course.
Because of a
So-
bug out.
should have been any other handle material. Could have been any other handle material.
But then it wouldn't be the lightweight.
Does it need to be a lightweight
No,
Sage?
it doesn't. But that's why it's that handle material.
Yeah.
And
The
so
point
it
that you're
is.
missing is that it's a new Sage, and instead of being another Sage 5, so there's two of them,
That's my big
it
strike.
should be a Sage 6
Mhm.
with a different lock in it, because that's what the Sage series is about, is showing off the different locks.
Yep.
Yeah. Someone in charge needs to get slapped and get reminded what the Sage series is actually supposed to be about.
Yep.
I
Well,
like the
that
compression lock.
does-
Which is not
personally,
capitalizing on marketing and competing with their neighbors next door.
I
or
wonder.
whatever.
I wonder if this is a marketing thing, because I didn't notice before. But there's a lack of a Sal Glesser or an Eric Glesser mark on the back of that knife.
Huh.
I don't know if any of them
Yeah.
have it.
I wasn't
I'm not
100%
sure.
sure, so I thought I'd
I don't
point that
know
out.
if they did or not. I don't know who originally got credit for the Sage,
But it could purely just be a
Nobody
marketing
know.
decision.
but is there one
Oh,
on the
totally
native?
is.
I don't think there is one on a native either.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
This is all homework stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. It just
Anyway.
occurred to me now. But yeah.
regardless of this knife itself, Paul hit the nail on the head.
Mhm.
Objectively, it's a nice knife, but
Does it need to exist?
No.
No.
And as far as the whole argument that they did this to compete with the bug out, that's why they did the lightweight PM3. Why do they have to do it with every model that they have to compete with the bug out? Like,
PM kind of the Indela too. They
Yeah.
have full steel liners
Okay,
too.
in Spyderco's defense, they've been doing lightweights for a long time. Now, I think
but we haven't ever thought it was justified anyways in the past.
no,
so.
but they both like the lightweight natives, the lightweight manics, the
Yeah.
lightweight chaparrals. This is nothing new, but with this particular series, that's where the biggest gripe is.
in this
Just for this
particular
platform.
model, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
not variations of a Sage 3. There's not variations of a Sage 1. It's a Sage 1 because that's what you know what it is.
Yeah.
Now you're like, which Sage 5 is it? Like,
Which one do you have?
it should be a Sage 5 and a Sage 6, which
Yeah.
should be something completely different.
Yeah, the whole point of the Sages is that any variation is the lock, and that makes it a different Sage number.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct, sir.
I think we're all in agreement there for that. Yeah.
Let's say something that the good thing is the action on these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Super smooth.
The pivot bushings that Spyderco has been employing on a lot of their knives is absolutely fantastic.
It's a nice touch.
We discussed it in the Kapara episode about how the second gen of the Kapara, they did that little bushing in there to help with the smoothness, and they've been doing that with a bunch of other models as well. And yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah, I was impressed with the PM3
Mhm.
for action. This blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
It's
It wasn't worth the cost increase for this particular knife, though.
No.
Okay, that leads us into something different. We're going to bitch about this first. Give it some time. We got a segue here. We got 11 minutes here, so let's gripe about
Ease it in, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll ease it in.
The price point is something we're going to dabble on for sure. But
Yeah.
let's talk about some positives, which is the pivot bushings and the CQI Kaparas.
And it's comfortable. The
Yeah,
Sage
it's not bad.
line has always
Ergos.
been comfortable in hand.
Ergo wise,
Yeah.
I want a Sage 2. It's always been on my list if I can get a decent price for a Sage 2, but you'll never find a decent price on a Sage 2 because they don't make them anymore, so people
Yep.
want a premium. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm done ranting about that.
the pocket clip's really nice too. Again,
Deep
wire
carry
clip.
wire clip.
It's all you need. Yes.
This Cali 3 is going to come out a couple times, but again, the wire clip, it's the, for me, knocks it out of the park. I know not everyone agrees with that, and I know not even people in Calgary agree with that.
That's
but
okay. That could be wrong.
if a spoon clip is done properly and isn't obtrusive, it's not bad for the Spyderco clips. But
I don't disagree, but that's the best one they've ever come out
And
with.
on a lightweight knife, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
For sure.
and also the landing pad for it to sit on, so
Yes.
you don't get the shuddery effect.
Spyderco's
I don't
been
know if we can highlight
yeah.
that or not, but
Spyderco's been pretty good about that across their whole lineup. Immediately, the Delica and Enduras come to mind. As far as that little spot for a landing pad.
yeah,
Does it say Sage?
It
Like
does.
The Andela, yeah.
yeah, Sage 5 even,
Yes.
just because they need to make sure you don't confuse it with all the other
With the
Sage
other Sage
lightweights
5s?
on the market.
Yeah.
Bitter.
A little bit.
It's the theme of this episode. Jeez.
Yep.
I will say that one major positive is that there's not a bunch of billboarding on the knife,
No,
which is
It's
always a
pretty
nice
clean.
thing.
it's minimal.
And what is the overall weight? You spotted it in the
It's
Tuesday episode.
2.7 ounces, which is 5 ounces lighter than the regular Sage.
That's
Actually a
impressive.
Sage 1. Actually, not 5 ounces, a 0.5.
Point.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
a
Jesus.
3.2 for the Sage 1 liner lock compared to the 2.7.
And at 2.8, that's almost a full ounce. Still heavier than a bug out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much are you actually competing
Well,
with a bug out?
And
when
it weirds me out that this was
you're
supposed to
competing
be.
with an Osborne
Sorry.
weight?
It's all good.
It weirds me out that this is supposed to be the lightweight version of the Sage, but they included stainless steel liners and increased the weight. So, like, if you're
Mhm.
are you trying to not compete with the PM3 lightweight? If so, why did you make this knife?
Here's a counter argument to that. On your PM3 lightweight, doing the countersunk weird sweepy thing for the compression lock where the injected molded
Right.
plastic was
Mhm.
actually holding it in, and opting not to do that on this one is very interesting. That when you're doing lightweight compression locks, you only used that technique once.
And then never went back.
And
to
then
it.
went back to the we're going to put
Yeah.
it as an extra ounce
Is it-
heavier than our competitor.
The
And I'm
only-
wondering now, is it because of the thickness of the handles?
That's what I was just actually looking at there, and what I was wondering as well is the thickness of the handles.
That could be a consideration.
And yeah, I'm
Whereas
not sure
on
on
the
that.
PM2s and the
Oh,
PM3s,
they're
they are
a
more of a
little bit
block,
wider, yeah.
for sure.
Huh.
I'm now actually pretty frustrated by the fact that they lightweighted a pretty lightweight friggin' knife.
Yeah.
And
Like,
3.2, if
there
that's what it
wasn't
is, or
much
whatever.
point
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
That's what I
it.
mean. Like,
yeah.
if it's a half ounce more, that's nothing.
And I think
No.
this really speaks to the idea that this is a market-driven knife. This was something
Yeah.
that came to board because somebody said, shit, those bug outs are selling like crazy.
Yeah.
We need to compete. So
Lightweight's the new thing. Lightweight everything.
yeah.
What does a bug out go for price wise? Like similar?
MSRP is like, I don't know, something like 135, 140 US
Okay.
type
But
of thing.
similar price point. They're in and
Slightly
around each other.
cheaper. You're
Yeah.
like dropping off 25 or 30 bucks. Don't quote us on it type of thing.
okay.
But yeah, for the bug out, it is a slightly cheaper option.
You're getting nicer handles out of the Sage at least, but
Yeah, and you're getting some features, like I said, the smoothness of this straight out of the box.
Yes.
You got to give it credit for where it's due. Like it's butter smooth.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's like, what do you
Does
mean
not take much.
an FRN Spyderco with that
Yeah.
buttery in action is kind of unheard of up until now. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Again,
pretty cool.
not a single pivot bushing as well, like the washer, the bronze washer, because on the PM3s and a lot of the lightweights they
Just a
are
single.
singles, or if any, the native has zero
Yeah.
washers on it to make them that smooth, right? So again, a step forward in the evolution of their FRN is they're adding things to
Yep.
And
improve the action, right?
another positive, the blade shape is awesome. The thickness behind the edge is
It exists already.
No, for sure. But at least you're still getting a good usable blade, right? Like we're trying to stay positive here.
I understand, but we are allowed to gripe now for a
Yeah.
while.
all right, fair enough.
And that is one of the gripes that we generally all of us had is
That's
it
a
is-
native blade.
Yeah, it's so similar to so many other knives that Spyderco makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna drop it from the Cali by 15 degrees on here, make it a Mannix, but in a mini form. So this is just a mini Mannix at the end of the day,
Yeah.
or
Very close.
Yeah, alteration of the native or
Yeah.
whatever it may be, right?
It's not that far off from a paramilitary, to be
No,
honest. It's
yeah.
got a slightly different curve to it, but it's not that far off.
I mean, I can see an argument for consistent design language, but goddamn, this is not really all that innovative at all. And when you're calling it
There's a difference between consistent design language and repeating.
yes, yeah, there's a lot of repetition happening here
Yeah.
for sure.
Hanging onto the coattails of previous success, maybe.
Mhm.
Now, while both of these knives are up, it's time to slag on price point.
Thank you.
Because it's here, yeah,
it's-
no.
Plastic handles at this price. Come on. Like,
we dabbled on the bug out being $25 or $30 cheaper. Also, the plastic handle, which a lot of people griped about. So, I mean, yeah, Benchmade has announced changes on that, right? Like,
Yep.
it's, yeah.
Yep.
Even like the Paramilitary 3 lightweight, $140, roughly Canadian.
2019 was a hit on pair of threes if you can find them for 175 nowadays. Or lightweight, sorry.
Yeah, lightweight.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 125, 140 bucks.
That's what I mean.
There.
So
Yeah.
like it's $50 cheaper, and the main upgrade is that bushing and the steel, which they've already made that bushing for other knives. So
But
they're
also
not
solid steel
reinventing.
liners and insetting those solid steel liners. So the machining, there's more that goes into it. But again, why you didn't use the technology from a PM3 lightweight to help keep the cost down?
I'm going to argue against that though, because they're injected molded. There's not much machining happening.
Yeah,
No.
They're
the
not.
ones that are
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
machining that's there is for the liners themselves.
Yeah, it's not like it's G10 slabs that
Oh,
they're.
I'm not arguing
yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
not price to hell.
It's
Yeah.
just disappointing.
Mhm.
The evolution of, and this is the old man talking, and do you know what you could get 7 years ago or 6 years ago? A Cali 3 was not that much different of a price point as what we're looking at. And to give you the rundown of what a Cali 3 actually is ZDP 3-piece laminate steel with true carbon fiber, not even peel ply. They're doing it proper on these guys. And all the other materials included of within throwing distance
Mhm.
of what you're getting for plastic in a compression lock nowadays.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that Cali is also pin construction, right? It's not.
Except for the pivot, which you can do.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can do the cheaters access lock clean where you're just taking the blade out and actually just like cleaning the blade and the washers and things like that and then doing a reassembly that way,
Yeah.
which realistically on a lockback probably should be all you need to do anyway.
True enough.
A little bit fiddly to put it back together again.
Yeah.
No kidding. I've played
Watch
that
someone
game.
else's disassembly for that because I'm not showing you shit. Like it's
Hey, Nick.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing what they've done in the past and seeing what they're doing now at the similar price points, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
But again, that can be the old man in this and talking about what you used to get back in the
Back in
day.
my day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, even now, looking at what else is available in Spyderco's catalog, you can get an Akuchi for like $10 more.
50, my friend. 50. Let's keep our price points on. In the catalog, the Coochie has got to be Canadian, 235 to 255 Canadian. This thing is going for 189 Canadian, 175 Canadian.
Here's an advertisement for cutting edge cutlery then, because you can get them for $199 on the shelf, and that's
For an
$189
Coochie?
for an Akuchi.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Nice.
So
There you go.
carbon fiber
Yeah,
over top of
$10
G10,
difference.
stainless steel, get a compression lock, get S30V, and a much more nice looking knife. I'm going to argue.
They have the compression thing too, don't they?
The pivot bushing.
Yeah.
The Coochies that just came into the cutting edge are absolutely phenomenal.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I might be
But
buying
we're not
one.
reviewing that.
No,
We're slagging
But
on it.
my point is, $10 difference, you can get an Akuchi. And this is the alternative for $10 less. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
that's sad. Yeah.
No, again.
G10 at least. Come on.
Yeah, okay, but there's some styling that is a love-hate thing with the Akuchi, whereas this does appeal to the large majority of Spyderco audiences.
But
Yeah.
aside from the styling, I agree with Joe. Just for like, if you're doing like the rundown of the materials
for
the
sure,
price point,
for
yeah,
sure.
like
If you look
stupid.
at what you're getting and whether it's
No.
It's ridiculous on what you're paying for this. And coming from the Tai Chung factory too, I would think that it would be
Cheaper?
a little bit less expensive than coming from a Golden, Colorado factory.
Hey, that's shipping across the ocean. It's expensive, dude.
Well, remind me the price point on the Chaparral with the XHP and the FR
I was going to get into that. I forgot. Yeah. About as far as contrasting price points, XHP coming from Tai Chung, which in all of our opinion, I think we can agree is a slightly superior steel to S30
Through my experiences, I say yes.
at a $35 to $40 price point cheaper for that guy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And that knife might actually be lighter than this one too, because there's no steel liners on it. So
But yeah, I think that should kind of pretty much round up our hate fest on this thing.
I'm glad you did mention the Chaparrals because that was something that I had been talking about
Right.
before recording, and we didn't mention it, but
Yeah. Want to thank the Cutting Edge for not only helping us get knives for the review purposes, but as Joe pointed out, having awesome prices on knives as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for feeding my addiction.
Bastards.
Head on over to the Pokey Factor. Like we were saying earlier in the week, we're really close, if not already there, to that 500 goal, 500 person subscriber goal on Instagram. So head on over to Instagram and either subscribe if you haven't already, but check out to see what the giveaway things are going to be and how it's happening.
And part of that giveaway is subscribing to both our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram channel.
Yep.
And giveaway is probably up for grabs already, knowing that the timeline of whatever it is. So there's some pretty sweet stuff out on the table for sure.
That's it.
Yeah. If this has gone up after we've done the giveaway and you feel that you've missed out, head on over to the Patreon and see what sorts of behind the scenes that we have going on there. And if there's still no one donating, be the first one. You'll get a prize.
Most definitely.
We got some stuff brewing in the background, but there's a sweet little grab for anyone who wants to jump in on that.
Most definitely.
Yeah. That being that, this is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
XL.ca.
We will catch you again next time.
We don't need bigger knife. Yeah.